am so thankful to have you here for an August garden walk. Now we're going to take things slow today and we are going to absorb all of the beauty that is in my August garden in my backyard right now. So grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, let's walk slowly and absorb all the beauty that is here. Hi you guys, this is Nicole from My Carolina Garden. My garden is located in growing zone 8B and I am in southeastern North Carolina. In the rock garden with the hostas, the cascading rock sedum, and that particular colored coleus, love it. Bright little shining spot here. I've seen dianthus, the magic plant and beautiful flower of the early spring, in the garden centers again. So I guess they are preparing for cooler weather. And here's my dianthus coming out with some new blooms again. Maybe we're past the severe heat that we saw for the entire month of July. We'll see what August brings by the end. These begonias have done wonderfully, even being in the full sun of the rock garden. So don't be afraid to try some of your begonias out and see where they are actually going to thrive. Another thriver besides like these pink begonias is the asparagus fern. Holy, this guy has gotten huge in this pot that I added into the rock garden just to kind of tame my blanket flowers all over. But that asparagus fern, ooh, amazing. And for the extra texture it provides, I love that as well. My pink dahlia is going to come out again with some fresh blooms, and I'm thankful for it because this one is my favorite dahlia. It does come back as perennial here in zone 8B, and the flowers on this one in particular are just stunning, so I will certainly show you that next time. The caladiums that are in here add another layer of dimension and texture, and of course, this is the foliage that I think looks like artwork. It's amazing with its speckled colors. I love it. So caladiums have been another new favorite for me in the garden this year. My ladyhead planter likes the makeover I gave her, and that was about at the start of August. She needed some fresh color and some fresh new things growing in her. And this coleus, is the ticket once again. This boulder that's showing through, because you know a lot of my boulders are now being hidden by the plants, has glorious moss on it that I love. This coleus here in this pot arrangement is the one that I took clippings of to put inside my ladyhead planter with zero regrets, because all this hot pink in here, oh my gosh, just absolutely awesome. So the hot pink coleus, the hot pink cordyline, and having that sunshine ligustrum as its backdrop, cannot beat it. A bit more of the caladiums for our viewing pleasure. Look at the way that they just allow the water droplets to sit on their leaves. Oh my goodness. And then I have another dianthus that's just beginning to start some of its own blooms once again. Again, typically an early spring bloomer, but this baby's back. This pot arrangement is also still looking stunning. This coleus simply has some dew left on its petals, and that's the only thing decreasing its vibrance at the moment. But this is a sun-loving coleus. The orange in here is the Crosandra. Little pops of color. all equal garden delights. My lemon coral sedum down here is also popping back to its full vibrant life, and I love that. I do have lemon coral sedum in so many places, but it does go through a little bit of a lull as it gets super duper hot in the earlier summer. The Purple Heart is looking outrageously stunning because it's full, it's getting the perfect amount of light, so its color is vibrant and gorgeous. And then we have the ham and eggs lantana right here. As you know, it's a pollinator attractor. Sometimes you're lucky enough to catch beautiful butterflies. Sometimes it's the bees. This baby has put on a lot of height this year, for which I am not complaining at all. And these cutie pie gomphrenias, yes, they are bent over right now, in large part due to the rain we've been having on the daily. But I do love the way they look along the pathway here, where I have sort of those makeshift pilings as well. I just simply have to get the grass out of this area, and I can show it to you much more full screen in its glory. My liriope that's right here beside me also, with its purple blooms, I like that, just a little extra special touch. At the far end of the pool here, my arrangements are looking gorgeous. The pink irisine that you see, just so large. What a fabulous pick if you want to fill up a huge area. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for this sweet potato vine draping out at the bottom, doing so well. And my banana trees. I spent some time taking out some of the fully brown and yellow fronds, so it's looking a little bit better. You'll always have some of this tear up on the leaves with the hardy banana, but so be it. It almost gives it a little bit more of a tropical vibe, I feel. And my snake plant also looking great, being outside, living its best life here until it's time to go back indoors for the winter. More cordyline over here, much more shaded than the rock garden pot, but still has all of its vibrance, with the Purple Heart coming out amazingly around the entire pot here. From my poolside chairs here, with this golden sword yucca, oh, standing tall and proud. Evergreen, excellent for a feature plant. I love having it there. And then, can you not get enough of this bougainvillea? With the sun rising right now, the light is dancing off of the petals. It looks stunning. I have some hibiscus down below, currently just in more bud. Panning over to the secret garden. Let's look inside the waterfall here, where we have mandevilla. That is the center focal point. Looks gorgeous from all angles. And down here below, this lemon coral sedum is actually the first lemon coral sedum I had in my entire garden. Now it's filling up this space here, which is sort of unintentional. It is only there until I take more and more of it out to add into other parts of my garden. And since I have so much of it, it's time to harvest. As you can see here on the secret garden pathway, I have some holes to fill in my lemon coral sedum by the blue boardwalk. Harvesting can fill that in beautifully. And these caladiums, a little bit more curved, almost like little teacups, holding water droplets in. From the caladiums on the other side of the path, we have our Mexican petunias. Got from a garden share, so this is my first bunch for this year. I expect many more to be popping up next year. And then behind it, my sweet potato vine mixed with my tickle pickle coleus, the sun lover. So this arrangement's looking very full. A lot of yellow, bronze chartreuse in it. I almost want like a very dynamic pop of something else in there. But what that would be at this time of year, I'm not quite sure. So let's back up to the one end of the secret garden blue boardwalk pathway, where you can see I have another pot of the beautiful cordyline and purple heart draping out and filling up around the entire pot, just like the other one. I have canna lilies right beside it, and I have a gorgeous croton that might just be in a little bit too much shade to have a ton of color variation on its leaves. So I'll look into that. He may just need a new spot, but I've had this guy for a few years. Incidentally, my pygmy date palm that's in the pot right here, I've also had this for a few years. I just overwinter it indoors. Oh, looks amazing, large and healthy. Just taking a look backwards at the area we were just walking on, and you see that gorgeous, gorgeous spike. It looks amazing. Also so healthy. I think the rain is just doing everything good, because I really don't even have any of the little fronds to pull off because they're brown or anything like that. And then tucked behind, I have some brand new growth behind my very tall coleus that I put into this arrangement. I really want to get you to this end of the secret garden. These banana trees here are looking great. I also removed some of the fronds that were not looking so good. And you guys, oh, you know this is one of my delights. My oleander blooming for the first time this year. This was just one of those little suckers at the bottom of my big oleander tree, but the tree died. The sucker survived. This is all oleander right here, just none of them appear to have any buds right now. More caladiums tucked right underneath the shade of the banana trees. So they're in a wonderful spot with some canopy. These are ones that I had overwintered from last year successfully, actually. Again, holding in the water, just like these elephant ears are doing. Right before we pop into the shade garden, I have my cute little succulent in my decorative bird cage that I had thrifted. He seems to be doing well. He still has all his little tiny rosettes, I guess, along the edges of his leaves. Of course, we're only focusing here on the bird cage, so it's hard to see. But stepping into the shade garden, the little accents that I added in the front when I shopped my yard for these accents. like the cascading rock sedum, the pink polka dot plant doing well. This is the dragon's breath celosia. Still no signs of buds on them, but I dug all of those things up out of the ground to come into the shade garden. The beautiful elephant ears to start this side. More dragon's breath and ivy down below. Sweet potato vine. I see something on it that I don't like the looks of though. More begonias just sitting there tucked in, doing great, and coleus on this side. I have some more caladiums here. I have some coleus refilling up the pot where I had lost a bunch earlier in the season due to mealy bugs. More dragon's breath. This purple heart is actually the only thing in this shade garden that is planted in the ground. Here's some fancy feathers, pink coleus, yet a different style from the normal that we might see. As well as some more sedum coming out of this adorable head planter. And it is my goal to be able to dress up this area so much more than what you see right now. I want to beautify it. I want to add little pops of greatness, lights, etc. But alas, I will do that when my health is back to great, which I am hoping and praying is soon. So for now, we're just here enjoying the work that I've already gotten done. I will never tire of showing you the Bluephoria mandevilla / Diplodenia hybrid. One of my absolute favorite plants of all time, and the color's just stunning. And we go from this purple here to more purple heart here planted in the ground, and then my kind of purplish fish garden decor. I had more purple in the garden this year than probably ever. Into the succulent garden area right beside the pool. I haven't weeded or anything in here, so I'm not even sure what we'll find, but that is the Pineapple Express mangave. A succulent there. Some garden decor that I just wanted to match with the succulent style in here. Another. I'm sorry I don't know the names of the succulents like this, but this guy is like having a party in this little tiny pot. So gorgeous. Autumn Joy sedum doing better in this spot than anywhere in my yard. And the oyster plant to add a little bit more purple right here. Right alongside yet another of the mangave. So if this is the pool, behind the shed there is the shade garden. Behind all these poolside gardens here is the secret garden and the blue boardwalk. Here is the greenhouse area. And then we go down to the rock garden area where we started. And now let me show you some more shade stuff. This little space behind my house and next to my back patio has become sort of a shade area a little bit accidentally. It was because I was keeping propagations close by, especially of the coleus. But I have some caladiums that are hanging out. I have some basil that's growing and easy to access from the back door for cooking. I have all of these coleus in here. And then on top of my grill, more coleus propagations. Everything is potted up. Don't mind my grill. More pots and propagations right here. And then down at the ground, sitting on where I grow my creeping Jenny, Again, just grown to add into pots. Here's some more propagations of the coleus, and this one here with the hot pink down the middle, these are all the pots that are going to go in my shade garden behind the shed in my coleus alley. But alas, I haven't gotten to get that work done just yet. But I have a lot of coleus propagations, as you see. On my blue garden bench on the other side of the yard is one of my favorite arrangements because it includes things like the diplodenia, the asparagus fern, and these gorgeous caladiums. I didn't have asparagus fern earlier in my life as an outdoor plant like this, but I'm happy to have it, just adding its texture in with these other gorgeous favorites of mine. So this time of the gardening season and this period of time with my health and different things that I'm being mindful of, these slow walks are what it's about, enjoying the things that are glorious and can make me feel proud of the work I've put into my garden. That's where I am right now. Hopefully it'll be no time before I'm back to work, getting physical again and being able to do major or more major tasks. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this beauty right along with me. Thank you for everyone's love, support, comments, and support of this channel in general. I enjoy having you here along on my gardening journey. Until next time, you guys. Happy planting.